Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, this is Luminous coming to you guys with the Pro to the commentary. Today I'll be casting Mineski versus MUFC, and this replays from WCG Asia 2011. Mineski is a team that you guys should be very familiar with. They are a powerhouse in Philippine Dota, and they are often regarded as one of the best teams in Philippines. Meanwhile, we have MUFC on Scourge, and I personally think that they are the best team in 2011 in Southern East Asia. I think Orange would make a good run for that title as well, but performance-wise, MUFC has been very solid. They went really far in their international. They went really far in a lot of international tournaments, a lot further than Orange could have hoped for. MUFC also plays Dota 1 and Dota 2, and they have moderate success in both fields as well. So looking forward to a very good game from both these teams, very high caliber teams in the Southern East Asian scene, as we see the pick and bans already going underway. Mineski picking and banning first on Sentinel, and MUFC picking and banning second. Invoker's not being banned right now, and I'm really excited to see that because it's most likely going to be snatched up by one of these two teams. And I have a heavy guess that it's not going to be that standard Wex Quas build that we always see. Both these teams, Mineski and MUFC, plays so very aggressively. And to be completely honest here, Wex Quas isn't an aggressive Invoker build. In fact, it's somewhat defensive. What Wex Quas build is generally good for is counter ganking, because you TP in, you come in with the EMP Tornado, you come in with the Deathling Blast. There's not much the enemy team could do, so it's a very defensive hero in that nature. It's also very quick, gives you a lot of mobility. But if you want to play aggressive with the Invoker, you're most likely going to go Exhort. So hopefully we're going to see some type of Exhort build from Invoker. Last time when I casted a couple of couple of Vietnamese games, we saw some aggressive Invoker play, and that was an Extort build. So more Extort builds hopefully for our Invoker fanboys, as we see, wow, very interesting heroes. So let's talk about Avenge and Enchantress. This is a standard double jungling play, but this is kind of unorthodox because it's not done by the Chinese. I only seen Chinese teams so far done double jungle. I haven't seen a lot of European teams do it. I haven't seen a lot of Southern East Asian teams do it. So maybe MUFC is going to be pulling a page out of the Chinese playbook, or they're going to play it not double jungle, and let's see how will they be playing it. A good indication that they will be playing in double jungle if they pick 3 more solos right now. So Silver is a strong solo. If they pick 2 more solos from that, that will be pretty good. Meanwhile, on the other side, we do see Slaughter plus Crystal Maiden. And this goes back to what I'm talking about, how Mineski loves to play aggressive, because these two are really aggressive hero. Slaughter could basically sprint in and get close in range, put on that crush and amplify damage, start bashing away. Crystal Maiden will really help out in that regard, giving more chasing power to the Slaughter. But this team is somewhat squishy in that nature, and you might be thinking, well, there's a Slaughter. That's a very strength hero. Why is that squishy? Well, because Slaughter, the nature of his play, he kind of gets into the middle of everything. Unless he has a very excellent farm to get himself a Blink Dagger, he will be eating a lot of spells when he's trying to run in and out of the fight. Also, of course, Sprint will allow you to take a lot more damage. So, you know, a lot of his strength kind of goes to waste when you're tanking more damage from the Sprint. So it depends on what the Slaughter player's item set is. But Slaughter is not as tank as it might seem, but he's still, you know, a strength hero, so strength gain, HP is fairly high, decent armor and such. But looks like we do have a Beastmaster being banned, and also Lycanthrope. 2 bans are really protective for that Slaughter, because those 2 heroes don't really care about Slaughter running in. They could either stun him, or they could basically just right click him to death, and Lycanthrope does a fairly good job of that. Meanwhile, we have Earthshaker being banned as well. Now, of course, there are some very interesting heroes such as Tiny being banned, but I'm not going to talk too much about it because it's such a deviation from what we've seen. Biggest reason I think that Tiny was banned, because again, it's a very aggressive hero. It's allowed to blink in and kill a lot of these squishies such as Venge and Enchantress right off the bat. So might be a protected ban, might be also just realizing that Mineski is going to play very aggressively. Now, some of the more notable Southern East Asian heroes that are not being picked or banned right now is going to be the Puck. Very high amount of mobility, give you good team fight, give you good silence. That is going to be good for against either of these 2 teams. So Puck should be picked up fairly soon. Rasa is actually a very favorite amongst the Southern East Asian nowadays. Good team fight, good pushing, a lot of disables, good throughout all stages of the game. Good solo as well. So I'm thinking MUFC might be picking that one up, but I definitely see Mineski play Rasta there as well. And before the fanboys of both teams cry out, yes, Juice is not playing for Mineski, but neither is Silvercross. So both teams missing some of their key players. I believe Silvercross has like officially thrown the towel. He's no longer with MUFC, but I think Juice is. However, I haven't seen Juice play for a long time, so I don't know exactly where he is. Haven't really been following the Philippine Dota scene quite closely. I'm sure some of the Philippine Dota fans out there could give us a little bit more information in the comment section below. I'm actually curious where exactly is Juice happening, because he wasn't in the a lot of the recent big lands when Mineski was invited, so not too sure. And we're going to see Ogre being picked up as the 4th pick for Mineski. And I say this pick is pretty decent because it gives you a little bit of late game assurance of that Bloodlust. It really amps up that Slaughter's DPS output. And we're going to see a Templar Assassin right off the bat without even thinking. And that's going to be really good in terms of picking off the Vengeful Spirit, the Enchantress, and maybe the Puck as well. The Trap is going to be really crucial against, I guess, the first 3 heroes of the Scourge team. The Puck could kind of dodge most of that stuff, but yes, it's going to be giving them a lot of chasing power. You can see the Sentinel team is nothing but a huge chasing team. The Bloodlust is going to help the Slaughter and the TA. The slow is going to be there from the AoE Nova, from the traps, and God knows what Invoker is going to do. So a lot of chasing power from Mineski, and this is very suited to their aggressive playing style. And Scourge needs to adjust right now. They seem to be going that double jungle, and I still believe that they are because they're picking up 2 solos so far, and Vengeful Spirit and the Enchantress are always good as a jungling pair. So if they pick up 1 more solo right now, that's going to be it. I'm still guessing the Rasta because it's still a very good pick in this case. Give you a lot of disables, but he is still very weak because if you get stunned once, you're probably going to be dead. The Slaughter or the TA just does so much physical damage, and it's going to be a line, so not going to be a Rasta. Going to forego the team fight a little bit to give you a little bit more single damage output, and line's going to be good for that. So I'm guessing it is going to be, yes, it's going to be double jungle. We do see Enchantress picking up a Smoke of Deceit and also Ring of Poseidus. We have Venge going for chickens and wards. Boots of Speed being picked up first on the line, indication that he will be going on the long lane. Meanwhile, Puck, very standard items that are going to be going mid, and then Silver going to be soloing top. Let's see who's been playing what. KYXY, usually the solo mid player for Lone Druid. It looks like he is going to solo mid. Okay, so he might go solo mid, but I think he'll be better off in solo top. We'll see if he's going to be switching the lane. We have Net on the Vengeful Spirit, Ling on the Enchantress, line being played by S. Is this S? Okay, apparently it is S. And then Puck being played by TFG. Meanwhile, on the Sentinel side, we have Slaughter being handled by, who is this? WTZ. Templar Assassin being played by May. Ogre being played by RR, I believe. Yes, RR. Crystal Maiden being handled by Vash. And then we have Invoker having a boot of speed. On the top lane here, he's going to be played by Jay. So no kind of first blood attempt on either case. Both teams just warding a little bit aggressively. And we do have Invoker putting down a very standard ward so far. I wonder if it's going to be blocking off the Pokemon as well, or maybe a little bit too afraid to leave the lane, or just scouting for that rune. The rune's going to spawn bottom. It's going to be a regen rune. As you see, the line going to get off a Fire Blast. Nice impale. Unfortunately, he is stunned by the Slaughter, and looks like Ogre picks up that first blood. I wonder if he's going to be getting that Boots of Speed early, or going to be upgrading that Crow. In either case, very good. 40 Sentinel. I'm not too sure what Lion was exactly doing, realizing that his supports were no longer there. But in the mid lane, it is going to be the KYXY, the solo mid player for the for MUFC, going to be playing Solo Bear mid. Generally, Solo Bear mid is not too good. I mean, because the mid lane is such easily ganked by Smoke of the Sea and whatnot, and generally early game Lone Druid not too good in that lane. I would think that Puck will be better because he has an AoE nuke, could be pushing the wave a little bit. Also could be grabbing those runes, whereas Solo Bear, you don't benefit from the runes at all. You generally don't want to leave the lane at all. And so generally Solo Bear better on the long lane because it gives you a little bit more room to chase. Of course, your Entangle plus your Bear, really good at chasing and harassing. Whereas here you have a lot more chance to miss up the hill, you have a lot more chance to get fogged. So it's not too good, but MUFC know what they're doing, so let's see what they could offer us in this game. They're going to put the Puck on the top lane here. Invoker, I believe, has the better laning until Puck hits maybe level 3 and 5, whereas his nuke gets up to a high amount of nuking damage, as you see on the bot lane here. A lot more harass going against that line. Crystal Maiden already level 2, line almost level 2. He does have the boot to speed and actually giving a little bit of harass to the Crystal Maiden. I think Crystal Maiden should do a better job in terms of keeping this line back, despite after being the first kill. Line already hit level 2. And the name of the game for these long lane solo is to actually get EXP, as we see a double jungle of the Vengeful Spirit and the Enchantress grabbing 2 creeps, and they're going to be coming in for a gank. Ganking the trialing is always hard, but they're going to try it out. As we see, no, they're going to just break their smoke and try to jungle it here. They should know that the lane is being pulled. Maybe that's why they don't want to gank, maybe because the lane is pulled. But looks like the Lion's going to peek his head here to see what's up. He's going to see Slaughter having 7-4 CS, having double gauntlets, going for that Urn build. These two guys are offensive jungling at this point. This is a very risky move, considering that they don't really have too much ward here. They have 1 ward here, but that ward's not going to do too much. Just 1 is going to be nice in terms of seeing where the Ogre is. And now they see the Ogre to the right side. Here comes all the creeps, and this Ogre might be in trouble. Ogre indeed is in trouble. Lion, all he needs to get of a single impale, but Lion not really cooperating right here. And I don't think they're going to catch up. Lion with the boots of speed, they might catch up to Ogre, but Ogre is going to be fine. I'm not too sure what was the hesitation there. I definitely think that if Lion impale the Ogre when he was over there, the 2 supports of the Scourge will be able to follow up. And now we have the Ogre coming in to a little bit more harass. Meanwhile, looking at the mid lane, let's see how they're farming there. We have 5-3 on this Templar Assassin. Meanwhile, 14-8 on that Lone Druid. So despite what I was saying, how Silver might not be suited for the mid lane, I actually think fairly good job in terms of outlaning the Templar Assassin. One thing that he does have going for them, as he has forced to summon another bear, is a Templar Assassin really good in terms of trading hit against a single hero, because he has that refraction, and refraction will block a static amount of charges, a static amount of attacks, no matter how much damage they do. But one good thing about Syllaber is that, well, he has 2 units to hit you, so he will just take off your refraction charges fairly quickly. And if he gets off an entangle, then you can hit all your refraction charges goodbye. So that, I guess, that's a advantageous part of having a Lone Druid against the Templar Assassin mid lane. Of course, Lone Druid also out DPS the Templar Assassin, but quite a bit, well, when refraction is not turned on, right? So, but he is taking a lot of damage on his bears, and he just summoned one. There's a fairly long cooldown on the resummon of that spear bear, so he might have to actually force it to send it back to the fountain for a little bit. Meanwhile, looking at the top lane here, we have Invoker only 8-3 and Puck 15-11. So Scourge lane, I say the Scourge heroes in general actually out CSing. Ooh, as we see the bear really low. It's gonna pass the boots of speed to the bear, and it's gonna make him run home a little bit quicker. Very cute. Yeah, so Scourge actually out CSing the Sentinel by quite a bit in most lanes. I think the only lane that they're winning in terms of CS is on the bot lane, where they have a tri-lane on the spots against a Boots line. The Lion actually got 5 against the tri-lane and level 4, so that's pretty good. So I say the Scourge Sentinel team, not doing too good job in any of the 3 lanes. They're doing a good job in terms of keeping the line in terms of low XP, as we see a Smoke of the Sea going against Jay, and he is going to get completely chain stunned. MUFC Ling picks up a kill there. Well done. So you see a huge dive against the Lion. They're really looking for him, but Lion utilizing that fog, he's going to make it out fine, I believe. Ignite's going to hit him. Sprint, there's not Ignite, Fire Blast going to hit him as well. There's a Hex, there's an Impale, but he's going to go down to a couple of last hits. One more hit, there we go. We're going to see WTZ pick that one up, but they really dive a long way for that one. And they almost missed it. I think Lion, if he was streaking a little bit better, like over here, he would have made it out alive, but no big deal. Now I think with the tower this low and with these amount of creeps coming in, they are going to take down the tower there as well. So I take back what I say. What I was about to start saying was, well, Sentinel not playing too well because they're losing all 3 of their lane. The line was too highly level, and the Slaughters is not really sufficiently level farm. But with the tower being taken down and also with the kill on the line, I think it's, it's a pretty good advantage now the Sentinel tri-lane is claiming. But however, unfortunately for the Sentinel team, they're still losing these other lanes. The Templar is getting a completely out harassed. He's actually falling behind in terms of EXP as well. We on the top lane here, we have Invoker falling behind in terms of EXP and also creep kills as well. And guess what? Scourge is still farming away with double jungle, as we see this Enchantress picking up double trills, going to be jungling it in mass amount on speed. And we could also see a Command Aura being taken up. they have a level of command aura, is what I'm trying to say. And this command aura is going to actually speed up the jungle quite a bit, because it give you a little bit of extra, well, not a little bit, a lot of extra bonus, especially if you have creeps and heroes that are going to be benefiting. He's actually forsaking a single level of terror, which is no big deal. As we see these guys trying to make a gank on that line. Line senses it, but it looks like he is going to poke his head out, and that should be the end of him, as we see a hex on him and maybe an impale. Nice dodge on the impale by the ogre, and that's going to give the Scourge team the chain stun. And we see the WTZ picking up his second kill there, nicely claimed after not a perfect start from MUFC. As we see Dive going on the mid lane here, they're going on the Syllabir. Syllabir really a lot of HP, but there's that trap, and it's going to be so much effective in terms of killing that Syllabir, slowing him down. But they did waste a lot of people's, I guess they wasted TP from the Invoker, and they also wasted a TP from the Crystal Maiden. So that was a 3-for-1 gank. They definitely got the kill, which is nice. But that also means that, hey, Pug is free farming on the top lane here. Enchantress still free farming with the Vengeful Spirit in the jungle. And it looks like these 4-man on the Sentinel might be transitioning into a push. I'm not too sure whether they can, but they're going to try anyway. So we see Ogre with the boots of speed, level 4.5. It's going to be going into the jungle. We have 4-man coming in the jungle, and they are going to find themselves a Vengeful Spirit. Vengeful Spirit definitely going to get stunned. He gets off his magic missile first. Can they get a couple more hits? He's trying to go up the hill and get fogged. There's a trap. It's going to slow everyone, and that's going to be the death of these two supporters. We see Nova being dropped on the Enchantress as well, and that's going to be the kill. Yeah, Enchantress trying to get the kill out. Unfortunately, not going to be do so. As we see Lion coming in, but he's got to be very careful as well. So we need another trap and a tornado being dropped off on him as well. He's going to try to run out, but there's Ogre coming in with another stun. Dreamcoat comes in and try to help out. The Sentinel is really getting every single spell being laid upon them, but now we have Lion very, very low. Can he? Yeah, he's going to make it out alive. I think, no. Crystal Maiden gets up the kill, and now we have the Puck going down as well. 8-2 advantage going for Mineski. I take back everything I've been saying. Maybe the creep stats are not going the way, maybe the level's not going the way, but with these kills, the killing advantage being up by 6 kills and up by towers as well, that is definitely going their way. So they're actually leading in terms of gold right now, and also I believe in terms of EXP. Let's have a quick look on EXP as we see 4 and 4 on the two supports on the Scourge team, as we see 5 and 6. Generally, when you have double jungle supports, you expect them to get a lot more levels. That is not the case here, as we see the Sentinel supports ganking very, very expertly and putting themselves quite ahead, and the two Scourge supports not even hitting level 6 yet. 8 minutes in, that's kind of what you expect from double jungle, but being ganked and not really doing too much of early ganking themselves actually pulled them back a little bit behind. So MUFC got to be very careful, because this is what Mineski is really, really good at. Playing aggressive ganking strat, and we see looks like Vit Booster is going to be the first item of choice on that Slaughter. Probably going to turn that into a Vanguard later on. Needs that extra HP and extra block, because he is going to be diving through a lot of stuff as well. And also, we have an early glimpse of how strong that trap is, being able to chase down a hero so easily, and even Puck can't really escape, because really, I mean, you can't really save your Illusion Orb, you know, forever. You gotta use it sometime in a team fight, but if you use it, you're basically dead. So this trap is gonna be really, really good until maybe the Scourge team has enough HP to survive long enough where they could drop out a lot of stun. This line's gotta be very careful, because I don't think he's scouted by this trap. This trap has a very, very small sight range, but regardless, they're gonna take the mid tower there as well. So Mineski gonna be up 2 towers, 6 hero kills, couple levels, and a lot of farm as well. So Mineski playing relatively well, as they might be transitioning into another gank. Yes, Smoke of the Sea is being popped right now. They do see the Vengeful Spirit, I believe, and they come up the hill right here. We have a trap, gonna see a Centaur, and these two guys are going to be going back to the jungle and might be going back to their doom. They do have the Syllabir with there as well. And here we go. The Syllabir might get... Yeah, there's a trap. They're going to go for the Vengeful Spirit. Vengeful Spirit drops off a magic missile. He's level 5. There's a stun. There's a sprint. And now they're going to go on the Syllabir. Syllabir, very high amount of HP. 4-man Dreamcoat comes in. They're going to get a kill on the Slaughter. Slaughter not tanky enough at this point. Puck here comes out right here. They're going to focus out on the Crystal Maiden. Nice amount of Entangle. We have an EMP Tornado, but a great Stomp catching off 4 hero. And we have the Ogre very, very low. He's going to get chain stun down, but we have Enchantress going down as well. Impale grabbing 2 heroes as well. They're going to focus on the Invoker, trying to go into Ghost Walk, but another Entangle, as we see the Syllabir Entangle hacks is just too strong right here. We have a Finger of Death going on against the, is he good? No, nice tear, going to pick him off. I was going to say, is he going to go into a, what do you call it? Into a meld, but Terra going to take him down as well. So that huge dive gone into the jungle, not really going in terms of favor for Mineski. 8-2 advantage turned into a 10-7. So that was a 2-for-5 exchange. MUFC glad to take that exchange as they team wiped the Sentinel. Wow, that Entangle Hex was absolutely epic in that last team fight. Got 3 Entangle off on 3 different heroes. Good amount of chain stuns being done by the Lion, and Lion gotta be the first to be focused down for the Sentinel team, because you saw in that team fight he was able to drop off multiple hexes, multiple impels. I don't know how he managed through his mana pool. Probably used a lot of his wand charges, and his Robe Magi definitely help out. Dropped off a Finger of Death as well. So this guy's mana management is through the epic roof, through the roof, up the wazoo. Whatever you call it, he had a lot of mana in that fight, and he definitely showcased it as well. As we see, is that a gem? No, they have a Sentry Ward right here. A little bit of counter warding. So Boots of Speed being picked up on the Crystal Maiden. Ogre already has the Arcane Boots, so very good amount of supportive items so far. Let's see how the Scourge support is doing. Enchantress has the Arcane Boots as well, and Vengeful Spirit, Boots of Speed. So they're matched up after that team fight. They heavily won. Here we go, Sentinel looking for the gank as we see Slaughter comes in right now, doing a little bit of blocking. He does have a Blink Dagger already being picked up. He's going to be chasing the Vengeful Spirit, trying to get the deny off, but against 4 heroes, not going to be able to do so, but he is aggravating a couple of creeps on the Sentinel to do a little bit of pot shot damage. Crystal Maiden gonna shrug that damage off as we see 5 heroes on the top lane here. Gonna be pushing it up. Meanwhile, Scourge on the bot lane here trying to push up. Slaughter already has killed his way up to a Blink Dagger, and that's gonna be very, very helpful in terms of getting himself even more initiation and more kills. As you see them, he was able to initiate on the Venge. Meanwhile, Puck only has the int threats being completed, and now he has a Blink Dagger being picked up, so he's actually doing fairly good as well. 3-1, 61 creep kills in 12 minutes. Definitely very, very nice amount of farm, but they have to forsake yet another tower on the top lane as they don't have the heroes in position to defend that one. So they're going to try to get something in return, which is getting their line a little bit of farm. He's only got 8 creep kills. He's been very, very effective in most of these fights. A lot of assists, I presume. He's only 0-4. But that last team fight, he's got 4 assists. So, I mean, even though he's got a very, very tough lane in the in the long lane on the bottom, but he's been fairly effective, being really, really annoying in these team fights. And looks like he's going to be TPing on the top lane here. A lot of TPing. The EMP Tornado is going to be dropped on the Syllabear, who doesn't care about losing the mana. Let's see how good those entangling hacks is. Oh, no entangle just yet. Here comes a Vengeful Spirit and a Magic Missile and a Dream Cold. They're going to grab the Invoker. Invoker very low. He's going to go down to Silence. Crystal Maiden's going to forsaken his life as well. Enchantress doing insane amount of damage. It's going to be Puck picking up 2 of those kills as well. So Puck really translating his Blink Dagger to a massive amount of kills, and we see 11-9. Scourge team really, really catching up right now, and they're going to take their first tower of the game. And here we go, Scourge transitioning off to a very nice push, and that's where the early level of the command aura is going to be very helpful in terms of increasing all the units by a static amount of damage. So really, really nice. And here we go. Looks like they're going to be trying to push up yet another tower. I'm not too sure whether they can, considering that Dream Cold is down. They don't want to take a team fight. Lion's going to just KS a couple creeps as he's up to 13 creep kills now. But again, it's not really important that he's not getting too many farm right now. But ooh, he needed to do quick TP. I think TP might be still on CD. Ogre's going to fight him right now, but he has creep support and he has a lot of mana. So I think he might actually win this prolonged team fight if the ignite damage don't kill him. But no, Slaughter's going to come in right now. Crush is going to bring him down, so never mind that. Looks like Slaughter's going to pick up himself yet another kill. Going to be finishing that Vanguard very momentarily, very soon. And once he does have the Slaughter Vanguard finish, the Slaughter might be a kind of a big deal against the Scourge lineup, because Scourge, to me at this point, they don't do too much damage. Enchantress has some nice damage. Puck's nuke damage is decent. Lion doesn't really have too much level to make his spell to do damage yet. So Scourge not having the DPS output at this point, at least not to deal with the Vanguard Slaughter. So depending how good his initiation is, depending whether that sprint is turned on, he can actually go in to initiate and tank off a lot of that team fight damage. And that's going to be really, really good for Mineski, because again, this lineup is run and gank. They want to initiate after they get a stun off. If, let's say, the TA could get off a trap, oh, it's going to be really, really nasty for the Scourge lineup. And right now, let's see what their goal is. And going to keep checking on the supports item, because that's always a good indication of how the game's going. If one team's support is significantly out farming the other team's support, then you will know that, hey, one team is winning by a lot. But it looks like the two team supports are fairly even in terms of the farm. Yeah, I think they're fairly even in terms of boots and stuff. But actually, Enchantress, very, very tanky at this point. Double Bracer. We do have Blink Dagger already picked up on the Templar Assassin. So she's going to be doing a little bit of insane amount of chasing as well. And both teams actually gonna go back to the farm phase. And if we're gonna just trade farm here and there, I think it's gonna favor the Scourge team a little bit, as we see a Smoke Gang coming in for the Vengeful Spirit. Vengeful Spirit gets slow as well, blinking for a double sprint and a double stun. EMP Tornado goes off against the Enchantress. Enchantress is gonna go down. 2 free kills being taken off right now, but Enchantress getting a mass amount here. Crystal Maiden goes down first, and here comes a Lion. Lion drops off a Finger of Death, but not gonna get a kill. As we see now, the Slaughter drop off an amp damage and a slow there as well. He's out of mana at this point. There's an Impale though. I don't think that's going to be enough. Indeed, it was not. Here comes a Silver. Can he get off anything done? The Slaughter, first one to go in, but still alive in this team fight, and he is going to be alive for a long time. He will be able to blink out, pop off a magic wand. He won't be able to have enough to blink and stun, but he should have another for Blink Dagger. He has one more spell left. It looks like he's going to go in for the last hit. Very nice amount of aggression, and he's going to make it out alive. Pops off the sprint and trying to run out. Puck trying to give chase, and I think he's going to make it out alive. Very good job there, as we see the TA comes in for the Vengeful Spirit. There's a magic missile under the tower. Tower doing somewhat of a nice damage against the Templar Assassin. The Slaughter still in the picture of the Ogre, just runs the other way. I have no idea why. Puck's going to pick up that kill, as he picks up an unstoppable streak. He's 7-1 at this point. Puck, really good job in terms of dodging all those spells, staying alive, and being the great chaser that he is, picking off heroes here and there. But two things about that team fight. Number one, Slaughter is just out of control at this point right now. He was the first one in that team fight. Nice amount of aggression. Initiated, took him out, whole bunch of spells, and then still came back in the team fight, blink in for a kill against the Silver, and then still went back into to try to get more kills done. A lot of times, I think more amateur players will be like, okay, I got my, you know what, I tanked up, I initiated, I did my job, so let me just go back to the fountain now. I have low amount of HP, I have low amount of mana, but the Slaughter stuck around and got himself and got his team a couple more kills. So Mineski's WTZ playing beautifully so far in this game. Second thing is that this Puck also, very dangerous at this point. Not so much through his mass amount of items, because it's just a Blink Dagger, but the skill of how he's using those spells is just relentless. As we see a gank on this line right now, 2 spells and a Blink Crush was all the Sentinel needed to get that killed. As we see the score 17-12 in 18-minute, heavy amount of aggression. And Scourge, also true to how Sentinel was winning that team fight, was they picked off the 2 support in the very onset of the fight, and also they dealt with that line very quickly. If you mess up the Scourge's line, they can't do anything. And again, that's key of the Sentinel team fight. If you pick off the line, Scourge team fight is severely weakened, as they lose a lot of their stunning power. I see the mid tower is going to get claimed by the Sentinel, and we have a teleportation going on the bot lane. Templar Assassin in position to defend his tower. It looks like Puck is going to be going for BKB. Very interesting choice. We'll talk about that in just a bit, as we see a Smoke Gank trying to find that Silver on the top lane here. Silver is going to send his Baron in the jungle, trying to see if there's any intruders incoming his way. He's going to try to TP out, but looks like he's going to get found. No! Nice juke! WTC getting momentarily fogged, and unfortunately not going to get too much accomplished. We have Invoker finishing that Eel Scepter between Wex and Phase Boot. He's going to find himself a lot of mobility. And going back to Invoker build real fast, it is going to be a Wex cross build. So despite being said this is not the most aggressive, most damaging skill build, it is a build that allows you to cycle through your spell very quickly, because EMP has, I think, a 25-second cooldown. Tornado has a 25-second, Deafening Blast, and Cold Snap has fairly short cooldown as well. Whereas Tornado has a 60-second cooldown. So what he's lacking in terms of damage is making it up in terms of how frequent he's able to drop off those spells, and he's using those frequency to drop off multiple spells and multiple fights. As you see, this Puck might be in trouble. He's gonna just blink and phase out, no big deal there. And now we have the Sentinel team pressuring this mid tower. The mid tower is already taken. Maybe they're gonna go for the Roshan after getting a little bit more map control, or they're gonna be actually this is Puck blinking around, messing with you guys. Puck's gonna be going for the BKB, I presume, unless it's gonna be Sage or something like that. BKB is going to be a fairly nice item, considering that there's so many stun damage, or stuns in general, on the Sentinel lineup. So many spells damage in general. Of course, EMP, Tornado, Crystal Maiden, Ogre, a lot of spell damage. So it's going to be a decent choice, but the Templar Assassin and the Slaughter with their minus armor, they don't really care about any of that. So, The Puck still got to be fairly careful, but it's going to give him a lot of HP. As we see, yes, the Roshan is going to be attempted by the Sentinel lineup, and they are going to pick up the Aegis. Yeah, they're going to give it to Slaughter. Slaughter, despite having a Vanguard, very, very tanky, and now he gives them the freedom to basically go in, disrupt as much as possible, come back alive with the Aegis, still have the chasing power of the Blink Dagger, and also sprint. So they're fairly decent choice to give it to the Slaughter, or they could have gave it to the Templar Assassin as well, but considering that Templar Assassin is not really doing the initiation, they don't really need to put it on him or her. Invoker, after that Yule Scepter finish, I think they were going to go for Force Staff. Force Staff would be a very decent item choice. I'm actually surprised that he didn't go Force Staff right off the bat, considering that they're up against a Puck, and that extra mobility will be really nice in terms of getting out of the Dream Coil and also helping his teammates to chase. But the Yule Scepter is going to be nice as well, giving him a decent amount of mana regen, intelligence to more mana spell casting, and also giving him that movement speed. And if you don't know how the movement speed stacks, basically a percentage increase of movement speed that you gain through Face Boots and Wex will be amplified more as you has higher and higher base movement speed. And Yule Scepter is an item that gives you more base movement speed, so, you know, plus 60 on the Face Boots, plus 25 on the Yule Scepter, gonna give you a lot to begin with, and then again you're amplifying with a lot of Wex, a lot of Face Boots, so he's moving very, very quickly in this point. And you gotta keep in mind he also has Bloodlust, so a speedy demon. The entire Sentinel team is just really, really quick because all these amount of buffs that are being casted on top of each other, and they have a mass amount of slow through traps, Crystal Maiden through Ignite. So a very, very nicely crafted ganking lineup from Mineski. But they gotta be worried in terms of how it's gonna transition into a team fight. In terms of team fight, they do have pretty decent as well. Invoker is gonna be nice, dropping all those AOE spells. Trap's gonna be slowing everyone. They have a decent amount of initiation through this Slithering Guard, and Crystal Maiden Nova. But it's not a instant win for team fight. So we see Sentinel pushing with 5. Okay. Multicast, I was going to say, there's someone on the top lane, and Scourge defending with 4 at this point. Silver is going to be porting back. Indeed, he will. Let's see if Puck's going to be initiating that team fight, or they're going to wait for the Slaughter to initiate. Slaughter at this point, very, very tanky, 1500 HP, but he's getting nuked down. Traps being seen, also Ignite going upon, not Ignite, the Spear Bear being lit up upon by the amp damage, and that's going to make him take a lot of damage. He's going to get a resummon really, really quickly. No, he gets destroyed. No big deal, as we see the bear gets resummoned very quickly, but someone got himself some extra free gold. We do have the relic being picked up on the Spear Bear already, and these guys are already a half amount of HP, but I think they can stay because they have massive amount of mana regen. Yes, Arcane Boots being fired off right now, and also they have the Aegis on the Slaughter, so Slaughter could actually go in right now and focus on the line. I think the line should again be on the central focus because he just does so much thing. Here comes, we have the blink on the line, and they're gonna focusing down immediately. No, the Slaughter wasn't right clicking. He stunned in and he actually ran away. He uses Aegis right now. Actually, oh my goodness, TA just get picked off in line, still alive at that team fight, and now the Sentinel on full retreat, and here comes the Scourge team. Are they going to be blinking with that Puck? Where's the Dream Coil at this point? I'm not too sure whether they have dropped it off. He has actually very, very low mana, so I assume he has dropped off the Dream Coil. He's looking for the Crystal Maiden. Crystal Maiden, only with the boots of speed, he's going to get picked off, but basically right clicks by the Puck, though. Puck's actually doing a lot of damage. Here comes the Ogre, but actually he's getting chased down, as we see. Nice dodge on the EMP Tornado. And they see pick off a couple kills here and there, as we see Crystal Maiden being picked off as well. And now we have the Invoker in trouble. He's going to Cyclone the line and pops off an instant Ghost Walk. There's a Dust, though. Can he catch up? It looks like Invoker is going to just basically, after he realized that he was Dust, is going to just run without being slowed down by the Ghost Walk. So very nicely done by both teams in that exchange. But Slaughter, definitely a little bit misplayed by WTZ there. He blinked in. That line was basically 1 or 2 hit away. What he was definitely afraid of was a very nicely double impel, getting both himself and also the TA impelled together, and they wouldn't be able to right click. But if he had just right click, the line would have been dead. The TA would not have been dead because TA was hexed and stunned, and Enchantress did the the remaining amount of damage necessary. So very nicely defended by the Scourge team. I wasn't able to follow what Puck exactly did in that team fight, but I assume, as we see it blinking, trying to go off against the line. But wow, nicely amount of farm by XYXZ, because despite that his team is severely being pressured, you can see that by the towers that they have left, they're really being pressured. I think they're still losing in terms of levels. Yeah, 10 and 9 on support to 8 and 10. Yeah, Sentinels leading in terms of level just a little bit. But Puck and the Syllabur finding themselves a lot of creep time, sacrificing the creep levels of the supports. And they're getting themselves a lot of farm. Radiance is already completed on Spearbear. Get that deny on the tower, please. Because you don't want Slaughter to blink in and get that tower. Well, maybe they're going to use it for a bait. Maybe going to deny later. As we see a one-man Dream Call. Not the best that he's going to drop, but they're going to go on the Ogre nonetheless. As we see, they're going to pick... Jay's going to pick up a kill against Net, the Vengeful Spirit. Yeah, Vengeful Spirit. I have no idea how Vengeful Spirit got so out of position, like right here. But nonetheless, Ogre was out of position there as well. And they are having a gem right now, so they're going to be picking off a lot of traps. As we see, a silence goes on the Slithering Guard. A lot of stun being dropped on him as well. He's slowed down. He is hexed. And he's going to go down. MUFC on the verge of a comeback as they're actually evening up the kill count. Is 18 to 17. And they're going to make another gank attempt. No, it looks like TA is going to blink out just fine. So Scourge team, despite being very ahead, they got themselves a couple of early blink daggers. They got themselves an Aegis. They unfortunately wasn't able to turn those items into any advantageous position. I mean, they got a lot of towers, but not getting the racks is a very important thing. And actually, Scourge team keeping this tower alive. The reason they're not denying this tower as well, because that's another 100 gold that you could basically delay to the Scourge lineup. Eventually they're going to deny it, but the longer they can hold on to it, the better. As we see now, this Puck might be in a little bit of trouble. He needs to blink out. Indeed he will, but TA is going to be following up. EMP Tornado is going to find him. The trap's going to find him there as well. And this Puck, not long for life. Going to drop the gem as well, but it looks like the TA, no, they see it. Looks like they did see it. Invoker is going to be the one that's picking it up, and he's very, very mobile, so no big deal. The gem being picked up is not going to matter too much for the Scourge. They could for the Sentinel. Sentinel could actually use it to pluck off a couple of wards, but it's more importantly that they deny the gem from the Scourge because Trap's going to get killed. TA is going to be in trouble. As we see Slaughter going to be blinking right here. I'm not too sure how he even knew that there's heroes there, but in fact he did, and he found someone. As we see the bear gets trapped, and Invoker gonna run in as we see his teammate chasing in there as well. Slaughter very low in terms of mana, but here comes the EMP Tornado. They can focus on the line complete chains, and there's a swap out. He's okay right now. He does have he still have 200 mana. He could come back in for the impale, but looks like he's gonna just get the heck out of dodge. And for Vengeful Spirit's life, as we see Syllabur, very low amount of HP. We have an Ice Wall being dropped down, and so is a Dream Call as well. Syllabur half amount of HP. Invoker goes down to the Puck's Focus Fire. Enchantress doing a nice amount of Orb Walking, and the Bear doing a little bit of Radiance damage as well. And they're gonna pick off themselves. If Slaughter, I think, no, the Sprint is gonna take him out. Trying to try to TP out. He's not going to make it out alive, as we see the Radiance damage is going to burn him down. As we see the Crystal Maiden trying to backdoor, trying to backstab, but Lion comes in and showed him the finger. As you see, Puck here picks up yet another couple kills. Puck being at the right places at the right time was able to drop off a nice Dream Call to mitigate the effect of that nice Ice Wall being dropped down to the Invoker. Got himself an Invoker kill as well. And he's just picking off heroes here and there. And this Puck has 118 creep kills in 30 minutes, excuse me. That's probably not the best farm that we could ask for, but he's just doing so much for his team. What is his kill count? He's up to 10, 2, and 8. He's going to be finishing his BKB momentarily, again, if that's what he's going for. I'll be very happy if he goes for Sage, because, that's OP stuff. Actually, Sage's not too bad, because it gives you a lot of HP. In fact, it gives you more HP than a Vanguard would be. And also it gives you that maim, even though it's not really a reliable thing, especially if you're doing so much physical right hit as Puck has been doing. And especially it's been middle team fight so much. The extra HP and the extra maim bonus wouldn't be too bad, but most definitely it is going to be a BKB. On the Sentinel lineup, let's see how the item progression is going to be. The Invoker's been holding to that Ultimate War for a long time. Slaughter haven't got any item other than Ogre Axe, because he just starved upon gold, because every time he goes to initiate, he's been dying. TA, I don't think she's got any item. She does have a BKB, and that BKB is going to be huge, because, well, what can Scourge do about the BKB? They have a swap, and they have an Entangle. And don't underestimate that Entangle, because it will leave that TA immobile. The Radiance is going to burn all his refraction charges. He cannot go into meld. So that, believe it or not, that Entangle from the Bear is a hard counter to this TA. Looks like TA might be blinking in just for the tower kill. There's a trap being placed, so they know here comes the Scourge team, and yeah, there is a deny from the line. Just messing, just playing with the Sentinel team right now. Sentinel, do they want to jump up the hill is a question right now. Puck is going to be TPing back, so we're going to have yet another team fight breaking out. Celebrate going to be sending his bear up in the front, doing a lot of tanking and farming nonetheless. Invoker is going to be dropping those EMP Tornado is the question right now. We have another war being dropped off right now. There's a stun going off against the bear. Bear already half HP. But there's a three-man Dream Core. Here comes a Finger of Death against the Ogre Magi. We have EMP Tornado being dropped off right now. BKB being popped, and they're going to pick off themselves Eventual Spirit. We have Gold Scepter being purchased on the Silver. Nicely done. And now we have the BKB coming on the Puck as well. Crystal Maiden is going to go down for sure. Can the bear? No, the bear cannot be chasing, but Enchantress is definitely doing a lot of chase with the Axe Scepter. It looks like Puck's going to pick himself yet another kill on that Crystal Maiden. Already a double kill right now. Lion doing a mass amount of disabling, but here comes a Slaughter. Slaughter's going to get himself a kill. Indeed, he will. Are they going to focus down on the Silver though? Silver extremely tanky. He still have the Ghost Scepter. I think still on cooldown at this point, but Enchantress plus his teammate able to keep everyone alive. But here comes another EMP Tornado from the Invoker. Invoker trying to bring down Silver. Silver so damn tanky at this point. Here comes the, oh my god, Untouchable keeping alive. Ghost Scepter being popped. This TA is just getting played upon right now. It's going to go invisible, but if he doesn't do anything, he's going to just die right now. Yeah, that bear is basically going to keep walking and just keep him dead. Yeah, TA is going to be dead. Nothing the TA could do. So very sad. And looks like Enchantress is going to jack that kill. Ling with the Axe Scepter on the Enchantress. Anytime you see a support Enchantress pick up an Axe Scepter, you know something's terribly wrong with that game. As we see 32 minutes in, 26 and 23, MUFC leading now. Mineski slowly falling behind. None of their ganks has been really paying off after those really great initial start. After that mid-team fight, the first Rax push where the Slaughter jumped in against that line, after that one failed, it seems like it's all downhill from Mineski right now. They couldn't get too much done, and well, it's not looking too good because guess what? This team doesn't, like a lot of teams, let's say if you're ganking stage and you know do too well, you have something to fall back upon. You could fall back upon your team fight capabilities. You could fall back upon your late game potential with better carry. But Sentinel got none of that. They have 5 pretty much just gankers. TA and Slaughter aren't really the best late game heroes. In fact, they won't compare to a Syllabear. They're making Syllabear buy a Ghost Scepter. At least I guess that's a good thing. But that Ghost Scepter is keeping that Syllabear alive, and that Radiant Spear damage was actually very insane. Enchantress is actually the one that's doing a lot of damage. I would like to see Enchantress pick up a Ghost Scepter as well, because yes, you can orb walk under the effect of Ghost Scepter, and that will basically be killing 2 birds with 1 stone. You could still attack, but you could block the attacks or prevent the attack from the enemy lineup. As we see the Surge team coming in with a smoke gang, and they are going to find themselves a Templar Assassin in the mid lane here. There's a swap and an instant hex. TA going to go down by a nice EMP Tornado. Not going to be enough, as we see a net being dropped there as well. Vengeful Spirit very low, but they should not be baited. Ogre need to get the hell out. Here comes a Puck though. Puck trying to find someone. Dreamcoat is going to find him. He's going to break the lash, and here comes the Magical Entangle. A couple more hits, and Enchantress going to take the kill there as well. Two kill advantage going against MUFC, going in favor of MUFC, excuse me, and it looks like they're going to transition this into a Roshan fight. And I think we could all safely agree that this game is pretty much over in this case. What Scourge need to do at this point is basically turtle up, save for buyback if they need to, or just item up, get Ghost Scepter on all their supports, get 4 staff if necessary, and then just win team fights. I think they're too good in terms of team fight. They have too much disables, they have too much HP on the Syllabear, and the Syllabear doing a lot of work. Not only is he doing a lot of damage in AoE, it's also making that damage amplify upon the sprint. He's also canceling a lot of refraction charges. So the heroes on Sentinel is getting somewhat severely countered by the Syllabear. This what you can call it, this Entangle really good against the TA, again preventing that meld to be truly effective, preventing that mobility from the Slaughter as well. So Syllabear, if he can stay alive, which he will because he has a mass amount of HP and a freaking Ghost Scepter, he's gonna be absolutely fine. So not looking too good for MUFC. MUFC, what they need to do is farm up for a Hex if they get on the Invoker, but I don't think he has to go for it. Let's do a quick creep check. We have 137 creeps. 35 minutes in for Invoker, definitely not too good. TA has only 90 creep kills. Slaughter's only 90 creep kill. So Sentinel getting some severely out farm in this case, as we see 169 on the Syllabear, 137 on the Puck as well. And Puck's been doing a lot of ganking as well. 13, 2, and 12. He's been every single team fight and doing so much. Invoker, let's see how he's doing on the gold though. He's got 2,000 gold, so I say if he's going to farm for the Hex, he's going to get it in 5 minutes or so, but I don't think the Scourge team is going to allow the Sentinel to farm straight for 5 minutes without initiating a team fight. Yes, BKB was used in that last team fight to great effect because the Puck was not being able to focus, and he's basically the biggest fairy dragon there is. He's going to be going for the Hex as well. I would venture that Puck will finish the Hex quicker than Invoker because this Puck's just going to be, I mean, he's playing so well right now. Lion being demoted to a full support at this point, trying to pick up a Django. And once he will pick up a Django, that's again, it's going to be really nice. Trying to mitigate the effect of the trap. Not going to do that good of a job, but you know, any extra mobility is better than nothing. It's going to give them a benefit, an advantage when they're chasing. You can't deny that one. So Celebrate going to continue free farm up. He is up to, let's see, 1,000 gold. He has a plate mail on his bear and a Hyperstone on his hero. I gotta say that maybe should be flipped. I know his bear is being lit up a lot of times, but I don't think you really need a Hyperstone on your hero, especially you're gonna be using Ghost Scepter. So maybe it's better off if you put on the bear, because to improve that entangling hacks is no joke, Seeing Enchantress doing a little bit of healing. Meanwhile, Scourge team, Sentinel team doing a little bit of team jungling themselves. Need to start traveling as a pack because Scourge team always capable to do those smoke ganks, as they've been doing. Scourge gonna be pushing the top tower, leading with that Puck, level 21 already. My god, yeah, level 21 compared to the levels on the Sentinel. He's leading by at least 4 or 5 levels compared to the highest level on the Sentinel. Compared to the supports, he's leading by 10 levels. My goodness. And Celebrate with the AC finish, gonna be using that minus armor aura on the tower, and they're gonna be pushing the base. Let's see how the Sentinel team will react. They are going to TP back. In fact, they have to. Not too sure Slaughter Wise is waiting. He's at the BKB. There's a self-cyclone on the Invoker right now. EMP Tornado being dropped. BKB need to be popped on the Slaughter. Still not popping it right now. It's doing a little bit of right click, but that's pretty much it. No one has died at the outside of this team fight right now. Celebrate Bear gets resummoned. Wow, nice multicast. Bringing this Bear down to 60% HP. Trying to go for the bird. Not going to get it right now. Are they going to go for the tower? Indeed, they will go for a tower. Looks like the bear is going to get picked off. So a little bit of too much aggression. Nice self-cyclone on the Invoker. Trap is going to get popped, and this Puck is going to blink out, but you got to be very careful because the trap's going to come in from a massive amount of AoE ranges. We see a BKB already popped up right now. Line's going to get focused down, and this entire Scourge team just to back out. Don't even try to save your teammates because you can't. The slow is just going to be too much. T is going to be dropping off his second trap, and are we going to have a TP out? No, we're not. Oh, indeed he will. Slaughter, no mana for that crush because he should have been using his treads. So far, I've noticed that he has not been searching his treads that frequently, and if he's in managing his mana good enough, he would have got off another crush, and that was unfortunate. That was a difference of 1 kill. Puck still trying to backstab someone, trying to look for someone, not going to get anyone done. But that was a poor Dream Coil being dropped off by the Puck. I think he only dropped off on a single Invoker. Invoker says, okay, self-cyclone. After I come down and do EMP Tornado, no problem. But here we go, Puck's going to TP back. Ogre's going to notice him, but not going to be able to stun him right now. FCC Sentinel pushing the mid lane, trying to use this momentary advantage. The Rax up to 81 HP. TA is going to take that one down. Indeed, she will. That is a range Rax. Nonetheless, here comes the Slaughter. Gonna go in the Enchantress. Enchantress untouchable. Doing a lot of work. Here comes TA. Blinks in right now, but the 4-staff able to keep her alive right now. Puck in complete trouble. He's popped the BKB, but still gonna go down to a massive amount of right clicks. MUFC in complete trouble as they make so many mistakes, but here comes the Enchantress. Massive amount of DPS. Gonna pick up the Slaughter right off the bat. And now she's orb walking like no one's business. And looks like they're going to try to pick up the Crystal Maiden. One orb walk brings her so slow. Let's see if she's going to catch up to the second orb walk. We have a stun going on to the Enchantress right now. There's a Hex against the Invoker. Invoker is going to get impaled down as well. And indeed, he will be going down. Ling is godlike, and this Enchantress starting out from the jungle is doing so much damage. The Crystal Maiden is going to drop off with Nova. Pop your Django, Demon Witch. Let's see how much you could do. He's actually in a little bit of trouble. He drops off Impale right now. He gets Frostbitten. Where's his teammate? Teammate chasing Ogre around. Ogre is going to be dead for sure. Let's see how this line's going to fare. Line's going to be fine as well. He dropped off. He's slowed down by another trap, and actually TA might get off the kill. Unfortunately, he is not going to get off the kill. He's basically dead at this point with the Radiance completely canceling down. There's a gem on him as well. There's an Entangle. There's a Hex. TA chasing a line to her own doom. And all they got out of that was a Ranger Axe. I'm not too sure whether that was worth it, as we see MUFC pulling off into 6-kill advantage, and they could just basically go down to the mid lane right now, or top lane, or whatever, and just basically win the game. They have by far better item, 4-star finish on the Enchantress. Puck's BKB not being able to do too much. This MUFC Puck played really, really well for like the first, I say, 75% of the game. And he played well enough so now that his Enchantress could be able to do the carry. Puck not being nearly as effective now as he was before, because spellcasting isn't as important for the Sentinel lineup, because they do have Puck and they do have Slaughter and the and the TA. But still, you know, giving the Sentinel a legitimate reason to worry, because he's still, you know, he still does pretty decent damage to his right click. He still nukes pretty decently, so Sentinel can't ignore him. And Sentinel definitely can't ignore that Enchantress, because that Enchantress, my goodness, Ling right now 12-3, and you gotta imagine that there was one point when we were checking the farm, when we were checking the level, we had a level 4 Enchantress, and the other team had level 5 and 6 Ogre and CM. Like, they were falling behind in terms of level, and they were jungling. So, and now they came back straight from that, very nicely done. And here we go, Sentinel gonna get their mid towers pushed upon, and I don't think there's much they could do about it. AC gonna end up on the hero bear himself, because actually need to worry about the tanking power. So we see Dream Coil being dropped on one. Puck dodges the Puck's Dream Coil, man. A little bit too aggressive. He's gonna actually make it out alive. Baiting a lot of spells being done. They're trying to focus on the bear, but right now Slaughter cannot tank at all as he goes down right immediately. Here comes the Puck again, just playing with the Sentinel lineup, going in, initiating, staying alive, and then coming back out and making his teammates do all the damage. His teammates are doing the damage right now at this point of the game. Silverbear right-clicking like an absolute champ, gonna focus down this mid tower very easily. And they still have about 50 seconds to take down the mid-racks as well, and they will take that one down fairly quickly as well. And MUFC showing that why they are really, really good despite falling down behind 5-6 kills in the early onset of the game. Really, really nice defensive play, capitalizing on the mistakes of Mineski and just making them pay. So you're going to take off 2 racks in one stroke. Nothing that the Mineski team could do about it, because all they have alive is an Ogre and a Crystal Maiden. 2 racks gets claimed, and Mineski still not calling the GG. I'm surprised. Let's look at the item progression a little bit. I gotta say, this Ghost Scepter was a very, very smart buy. Definitely, that's not what I expected. If I was in the situation like he was in, I would try to rush the AC first. I'm not too sure what I would have made it there, because to be honest, a lot of the DPS that gets noticed was that bear. He's also a good prime target for the Sentinel lineup. Like, you know what? Silver generally don't get focused upon, but if you have a lot of minus armor like the Sentinel lineup do, you can focus Silver with ease. But because he's staying alive with the Ghost Scepter, and because he's baiting a lot, and his bear is just doing so much entangle and right click, he's allowing his rest of his team to do the damage. Puck also playing that role. He's gotten a lot of attention focused upon him because he played so well in the early onset of the game. And in the latter half of the game, he's actually not doing the damage anymore. He's blinking in, he's drawing the focus with his BKB phase and all that stuff. And as they're chasing this Silver, as they're chasing this Fairy Dragon, guess what? We have an Enchantress that's orbing you from, what, 700 range, 715 range. That is just absolutely insane. Her damage output is pure damage. No amount of armor will mitigate that. And it's just... especially Crystal Maiden and Ogre, I mean, they're not the tankiest of heroes. Ogre is pretty decently tanky. But that 14 armor is going to go to waste. And the HP pool on the Crystal Maiden net definitely not going to help out. So Scourge team, no hope at this point. Still not GG. Maybe looking for a very last ditch effort to have a nice smoke gank. And then going for the mid-racks and trying to even the things up. But it is going to be an uphill battle because Scourge team has better item at this point. I wonder if they're saving for buyback. No, they're not. One way to guarantee your victory is to save for the buyback item. But looks like we have Silverbear has AC. Oh, they're going to try to focus on the Puck. Puck gets swapped out, but he's going to be picked up by the Tornadoes. Yes, indeed, he's going to go down right now. Entangle goes on the TA. Going to gonna keep him basically in position. We have a focus on the Vengeful Spear. Vengeful Spear is gonna be okay at this point. Very, very low amount of HP. Actually gonna go down to multicast. Nice Deathling Blast. Gonna slow everyone down. But there's a Blink Dagger from the Lion. They're gonna pick off 1 kill for sure. Yes, a 2nd kill. Gonna go down to the Stiller Bear there as well. Stiller Bear picks off a double. We do have Gem being picked up by the Lion as well. And they're gonna go into the Roshan pit. Indeed they will. And the game is pretty much over. Very nicely played by MUFC, showing why I believe at least they are probably the best Southern East Asian team. Nice item progression, nice team fight focus, nice individual skill as well. Puck play really well, and that's what kept them in the game. And I have no idea what this Invoker is doing. Feeding, that's exactly what he's doing. Slaughter has an invis, and he's gonna run into his death because does he not realize that there's Gem? Okay, well, whatever. Silver hitting for about 270. AC Butterfly Radiance. No item on this bear. And if you're wondering why he made a switch as well, because his bear gets focused down too easily, he was like, you know what, I'll just put all the items on my hero. And still doing that damage. Indeed, he is doing that damage. Like, Sick gonna use his bear basically to stop the advances of these two supports. Gonna drop focus, and here comes the Slaughter. Gonna focus on the line. No swap. Actually, he swapped the misclick. He swapped the TA in, but TA says okay. And they're gonna get the Lion kill. Thought he swapped me. Indeed, the Lion was, that's what he thought as well. Now we have the Silver Bear going against the Crystal Maiden. Crystal Maiden, oh my goodness, Enchantress doing the damage on the back lines. GG being called. And that is the game. Both sides calling GG. And what a good game it was. MUFC fell down behind really much. And here comes Puck doing a little bit of Puck action here. Slaughter gets focused now as he was a paper. A little bit of a fountain farming, fountain diving. And that's the game. MUFC takes this one with relative ease. The game at one point was 8-2 in favor of Mineski, but maybe it was over-aggression, maybe it was lack of improper focus, maybe it was because Slaughter should have killed that line and didn't get his TA kill. But whatever the case was, it was MUFC that defended nicely and came out victorious at the end. So congratulations to MUFC. They also won the entire tournament, WCG Asia, so that's why they're one of the best Southern East Asian team. Hope you guys enjoyed this commentary, and until next time, this is Luminous signing off to you guys.